Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to have a look at what would it take for Devon Larratt to defeat Levan Saginashvili. It's a big question. Levan is the man right now. There's no doubting it. He's the man. But Levan himself has declared that he wants to unequivocally solidify that once and for all by defeating Devon Larratt, Michael Todd, and probably Levan Larratt once again. Now, Devon Larratt's the next man to really have a go, I think. Devon Larratt is the match that we all want to see. So I wanted to dive into it. What is it going to take for Devon to actually beat him? How heavy does Devon need to be? Like, when does Devon become the favorite? At 295 pounds? At 300 pounds? At 310, 320, 330, 350? How big does Devon have to be able to withstand the attack that Levan can bring? Can Devon even get to the straps? Can Devon do this? Can Devon do that? There's a lot of questions about what Devon can do against Levan right now. And in answering this question, I wanted to jump back and have a look at what Devon Larratt did to Richard Lupkes in Arm Wars in 2011. So let's have a look at that right now, and then we'll unpack a few more things.
I really have to make sure I stay away from his grooves. He can drive really hard to the pad with a lot of strength. Hopefully he's not as refined as I am, and hopefully I'll just be able to get him out of his groove just enough so he just opens up more and more and more, and I get to expose him in parts he doesn't want the world to see.
So you can see there, Devon Larratt straight away respected the side pressure and just the raw power that Richard Lupkes was bringing to the table. Devon Larratt in the straps, maintaining the high ground, coming forward into the hook, committing his shoulder, defeating the pronation of Richard Lupkes, then technically isolating Richard Lupkes. Richard's no longer got access to side pressure. Richard is exposed. Richard's bleeding. Devon's in a great, efficient position. And then from there, Devon Larratt gives him the nod and puts the sword to Richard. Now, that is essentially what I think Devon's going to have to do. Looking at the replay again, you can see it's all about the fact that he committed to the hook when Richard Lupkes was just looking to drive sideways. That allowed Devon to isolate the pronation of Richard, which exposed Richard's bicep, which meant that Richard could no longer get his pec and shoulder involved. And you can see the technical position from Devon superior to get the finish. Now, interestingly, outside of straps is what we might need to see. You can see Devon looking very devastating there. Richard Lupkes driving sideways as we look at the replay. The pronation being defeated by the coming forward of Devon's shoulder, the wrist flexion, supination, getting the victory done over Richard Lupkes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can Devon Larratt do that, what we just saw, against Levan Saginashvili? I think it's going to take a lot of bravery from Devon. He's not short of bravery, but it's going to take a lot to commit forward against Levan. We haven't seen anyone really do that in a very, very, very long time. Certainly not since Levan has become the giant Levan that we know today. But I do believe that's the way it's going to happen. I don't think Devon Larratt is going to use an outside move. I think Devon Larratt may even struggle to slip. One thing is Devon has the creativity, the speed, the awareness of control of setup to get more potential to get to the strap than, say, Dave Chaffee did. I think Devon will do a far better job than that. But I suspect that Devon will demonstrate genuine threat on the inside. And from genuine threat on the inside, he may get the opportunity to slip. But Devon may just back himself and go for it. Devon Larratt has a long arm, okay? He has a long enough arm that he can get around the supination of his opponent. He can get high ground with his wrist. Now, and this is really what is going to be critical. If Devon can win the high ground, he can set the hook. If Devon can't win the high ground, it's game over right away. This is not even in the match. If Devon can win the high ground or even be balanced in the high ground, he can set the hook. Then the question is, how much elbow integrity does he have? Can he collapse the pronation? When he sets that hook, will Levan's pronation collapse or will it just stay dead center? If it stays dead center, he's going to have to collapse it in the defensive half. To collapse it in the defensive half, he's going to have to absorb a hell of a lot of side pressure through his elbow and his shoulder. And that is the big question. How heavy does Devon need to have his elbow and shoulder be in such a condition and shape that he can withstand the side pressure surge of Levan Saginashvili? Ultimately, I think Devon Larratt would be prepared to break his arm in this match. This is almost like the final boss showdown. It's Devon Larratt's moment to do the almost unthinkable, to become the greatest arm wrestler, or sorry, not the greatest, wrong word, the best, the highest peak arm wrestler of all time. The winner of this match, I think, takes that claim, and rightly so. Right now, Levan's the favorite. We've seen Devon Larratt admit that that Levan is the favorite. We've seen Devon Larratt admit that he would need to come in personally way over 300 pounds, and that he would intend to do that. How long will it take for Devon to achieve that? I think 4 to 6 months. Levan is going to be bigger by then. Levan's going to be hungrier by then. It's not going to be an easy match. But Devon Larratt is the guy that will go searching for that one stop, that crack somewhere in the game. And he believes it, so we should all believe it to be possible too. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Can Devon Larratt do it? What would it take? I see a deep inside hook with connective tissue being the only hope. If Levan's pronation collapses anywhere during that pin effort, Devon will win. But it's a big if. Alright, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you next time.